תודה רן, בהצלחה בתפקיד הבא שלך, ובשם המכון והצוות שעוסק בענייני סין במכון אני מבקש כבר את שיתוף הפעולה שלך בכל מה שניתן, א', לעזור לך וגם להיעזר בך בכל מה שאנחנו עוסקים בו בנושא הסיני. אמרתי שהנציג של השגרירות הסינית הצטרף אלינו, ואכן הוא בא, מר צ'אי, והוא סגן השגריר, ממלא מקומו, וגם בתפקיד פעם שנייה בשגרירות בתל אביב, ואנחנו שמחים מאוד שאתה מצטרף אלינו אחר הצהריים. בבקשה.
Mr. Ami Applebaum, Ambassador Martin Villeneuve, Ambassador Odette Iran, and my dear friend Ran Pelek, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my honor to attend this fourth annual Israel-China conference today. And this conference has become a valuable platform for officials, scholars, and business persons to share views on seizing opportunities and addressing potential challenges of the development of China-Israel relations. On behalf of the Chinese Embassy and Ambassador Zhang Yongxin, I wish this conference a complete success, and I'm looking forward to hearing your insights today. It has been almost 1 year since last conference was held right here in 2017. During the past year, many significant events took place in China, which will play important roles in forging the future of China as well as the future of China-Israel relations. I would like to share with you some of my observations and reflections. Last October, the Communist Party of China, the CPC, held its 19th National Congress to summarize the experience and lessons on the past 7 decades of People's Republic of China, especially since the reform and opening up in 1978, and to make clear that the overarching goal of our upholding and developing socialism with Chinese characteristics is to realize the Chinese dream of national rejuvenation. The Congress announced the start of a new era and set bold centenary goals for development of China. China will have built a moderately prosperous society in all aspects by 2020, that is 2 years from now, and will set out on the next target right after, that is to build a modern socialist country that is prosperous, strong, democratic, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful by year 2050, about 32 years from now. Also, China stands to push for the construction of a new type of international relations based on mutual benefits and win-win cooperation, and a community of shared future for all humankind. The Congress not only set out goals, but also designed the basic policies to achieve them. The general approach is to conduct deep reforms to address the principal discrepancy between the unbalanced and inadequate development and the people's ever-growing needs for better lives. China will continue its focus on the people-centered philosophy of development so as to ensure the people always have a strong sense of fulfillment, happiness, and security. To put the CPC Congress goals and strategy into practice, just last March, the 13th National People's Congress adopted the constitutional amendments and the massive governmental restructuring plan. This falls in line with the commitment to comprehensively deepen our reform. The central task will be the supply side structural reform, reflecting China's determination to give the market the decisive role in resources allocation. The priority areas of the reform will include state-owned enterprises, state assets and industries, rural revitalization, social security, and eco-conservation. When we talk about realizing the Chinese dream, the key words also include openness. Early last month, Chinese President Xi Jinping made a promise that China's door of opening up will not close but open even wider. At the Boao Forum in Hainan, China fully understands that it cannot achieve its goals in isolation from the world. What has happened over the past 40 years proves that opening up was the key to China's economic growth, and in the same vein, high-quality development of China's economy in the future can only be achieved through greater openness. Therefore, President Xi announced 4 major measures, namely significantly broadening market access, creating a more attractive investment environment, strengthening protection of intellectual property rights, and taking the initiative to expand imports. In November this year, for the first time, an import expo is going to be held in Shanghai. As Ran has just mentioned, invitations have already been sent to the world, including Israel. We would like to see the efforts of our opening up deliver dividends as soon as possible to all enterprises and people in China and around the world. In the first quarter of this year, the GDP of China grew 6.8% on a year-on-year basis. China's total foreign trade volume expanded 9.4% to around $1 trillion. The Entrepreneur Confidence Index reached 74.3%, the highest level since the third quarter of 2011. These figures beat expectations and signal a strong start for the new era for China. Ladies and gentlemen, as a diplomat stationed in Israel, it has always been my job to think about how to seize the historic opportunities to enhance China-Israel cooperation. Since our two countries established innovative comprehensive partnership last year, the pace of cooperation is picking up. Our cooperation in trade and investment, science and technology, education and culture go further and deeper. Our yearly bilateral trade volume is almost $14 billion now. Chinese investments in Israel is about $6.5 billion. Big investors like Jack Ma of Alibaba is visiting Israel today. Both sides are working hard on free trade negotiations. 2 or even 3 new direct flights route between Tel Aviv and Chinese cities will open in the next few months. I believe Ran just told you 2. As I understand, might be 3. So these are all proofs of our ever closer ties. The Chinese Culture Center in Tel Aviv is attracting more and more Israeli visitors. With the unveiling of the new era for China's development, China-Israel relations is facing great opportunities. Many Israeli friends told me that Chinese approach to achieve its vision is so impressive, as Chinese are good at set up goals, work out plans towards the goals, and then carry them out step by step. I cannot agree more, because this is true. This is truly our way to translate our goals into reality, and I believe the same is true to say about our two countries' innovative cooperation. In 2015, our two countries established the China-Israel Joint Committee on Innovation Cooperation and laid out a 3-year plan from 2015 to 2017. Both sides worked very hard to implement the action plan precisely and timely. Now our two peoples are enjoying the fruitful results from this innovative cooperation, and this year we are going to renew the action plan from 2018 to 2020. The success of our innovative cooperation is just one aspect of our multifaceted bilateral relations. As long as both sides share the resolve and goals, we will definitely work out a plan and implement it and get benefits for both sides. There are challenges at the same time. First and foremost, the shadow of protectionism. And these are not just some isolated cases. Some people believe that protectionism will bring economic security. Frankly speaking, there are articles in local media criticizing economic cooperation with China based on such belief. However, we believe that pursuing protectionism is just like locking oneself in a dark room. While wind and rain may be kept outside, the dark room will also block light and air. The development of China and the achievements of China-Israel relations is not only in the interest of the Chinese people, but also benefiting the Israeli people. I think Israelis are smart to see the complementarity of our two economies and the potential for win-win cooperation. I fully believe that with the joint efforts, China-Israel Comprehensive Innovative Partnership will enter a new era for our mutual benefit and prosperous future. We would also like to call on countries around the world to join hands with China to advance economic globalization and trade liberalization in a way that benefits all. Speaking of Chinese vision, there is never too much attention put to the Belt and Road Initiative. The Belt and Road Initiative is proposed by China, but rather an inclusive initiative to encourage all countries with goodwill to participate in and to share the opportunities and outcomes. As long as the parties embrace the principle of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits, we can surely make the Belt and Road Initiative the broadest platform for international cooperation. There are 5 pillars of the Belt and Road Initiative, namely policy consultation, trade promotion, infrastructure connectivity, financial cooperation, and people-to-people exchanges. From my perspective, what is worth mentioning is the subtle yet philosophical wisdom behind the logic of this initiative. The initiative is not simply about the linking of infrastructure like highways or high-speed rail lines through physical geographical borders, but first and foremost about the breakdown of human mindset, encouraging people of different countries, different backgrounds, different faiths to be more open and outgoing and to discard stereotypes. I think this point is much more relevant in today's Middle East. With this spirit in mind, China will continue to work on fostering a new type of international relations and building a community with a shared future for all humankind. Last but not least, let me again thank the organizers of this conference, and I wish this conference a complete success. Thank you very much.